This is just a brief reminder that it's apple time soon, and it's if you haven't already, it's probably time to start making an apple scratter and an apple press. Now this is quite early, but we have a tree called I think the variety is Scarlet Pimpernel. It's quite an old variety, and it matures early. It's not a keeper. I wouldn't say it's a dessert apple. I would say it's probably more of a stewing apple or something like that. So it's got quite a sharpness to it, bit of sweetness, but as I say, it doesn't keep, so therefore we stew quite a lot of it. The best ones we have as dessert apples, but this year I'm making a single variety cider. Now a lot of people say you shouldn't do that, but if it doesn't turn out very well, I can blend it with other ciders. But the main thing is just to remind you, it's time to get prepared. And here we have 4 1-gallon jars with fermentation traps on, all bubbling away, natural yeast, and there I've got an extra plastic bottle so that as the fermentation slows down a bit, I can then just top the jars up. Oh, that's not quite right. Yes. And from last year, here's one of the bottles. Electric cider. And what I tend to do, whether or not other people do the same, these demijohns or fermentation jars need to be kept out of the light, so it needs to be kept dark and reasonably warm. So it's alright in the office here at the moment, but for the stuff that I press maybe in late September, early October, maybe late October, the boiler will be running by then, so they all go in the boiler room covered up with a blanket and left there until January, something like that, till the fermentation stopped. So in the dark, in an even temperature, and then I siphon it off, that's called racking off, into bottles, and put, for this sort of size bottle, I put something like a teaspoonful of sugar in there, just to give it the fizz. Don't put too much in, or else your bottles may very well explode. And in some ways, although glass is great, 1 litre pressurised plastic bottles are very useful in that case. They tend to expand a bit and take the pressure. And the cider is not really suitable for drinking until the apples are ready for pressing the next year. It matures quite a lot in the bottle. If you start trying to drink it in, I don't know, May, you'll find it most unpalatable, and it gets a lot better. So September, October time, it's pretty good. And once you've got a batch, then as long as you don't start drinking it too early, then you'll always have some in stock year on year. So hopefully let's look forward to a good apple pressing and cider brewing year. So this is just a basic reminder and encouragement to, if you're going to, get prepared now, because full apple season is upon us shortly.